All right, so I'm just quickly gonna film this video for you guys. I was sick the last few days, unfortunately. But as you guys can see, we got another channel monetized and we got this done pretty quickly. And I just want to show you guys a few things and show you guys how, we got this channel monetized so quickly and why YouTube is not the most difficult thing. Like most people overcomplicate this whole process and make it seem as if it's super, super difficult. Although, if you get the one thing right, which I'm going to show you in this video, the rest of YouTube is actually quite easy. Now, before we get into the video, I have to do this every single time. Just a very quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. No results or returns are guaranteed. Always do your own research and consult with a professional before making any financial decisions. Now, before we get into it, just for the people who don't know I'm Stefan. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with faceless YouTube channels, and I've helped hundreds of people do the same thing. For example, here Martins, we've helped to make $31,000 in one single month. Stamper got to monetize in like literally no time. Here, another student blowing up, another one blowing up. Here we did one $25,000 in a week, and many, many more. You guys can literally pause this video and read through all of these. Now, if you're interested in getting similar results or the same results, check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free one-on-one call with me, and we'll have a look if we can actually help you do the same. Now, just one thing, we are going to increase our prices very soon, so make sure to book in right now. Because we're basically upgrading everything. Students have been crushing it. Let me just show you guys one very recent post. So where is it? Here, just as an example, one very recent post, student absolutely blowing up his channel. And this is something that happens on a daily basis. And this happens because we know one thing. So as you guys can see exactly here, same thing happened, right? So we posted, started getting views, and basically got this channel monetized in no time, in round about 13 days, right? For the average person, it takes, I think, like 1.5 years to monetize, right? Now, the reason why we are able to monetize channels this fast and to basically have over $100 day in the first in the first like 17 days is very simple. In most cases, we get profitable with our channels in the first month. Now, again, this is no financial advice. I'm just showing you guys what we do and what we did in the past, right? And what's working for us. So yeah, let me show you guys the one thing that, allows us to do this. Now, I've showed you guys this a lot on my channel already, but a lot of people still don't really look into these things, right? And that's why so many people fail. It all has to do with your niche, right? What you guys need to understand, or try to understand before you get into this, is that YouTube is a marketplace, right? And just like any other marketplace on this world, there's supply and there's demand, right? You have to find a gap in the market to be able to succeed with YouTube. And that's something you will just have to learn. You will have to learn how to spot opportunities, how to take action very, very quickly, which we'll get into as well, right? So, I've spoken about this so many times, and I've just recorded a Loom video for one of our students, helping him with niche research. But here, just as an example, the first criteria we always want to look into is that they are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are consistently getting more views than they have subscribers. Guys, I'm not mentioning this just for fun, right? This is the reason why most people in our, community are as successful as they are. Right? Because we focus on this and we drill this every single day. All right. So firstly, high demand, low supply, very, very important. And you have to train your eye to spot these opportunities. All right. It's going to take some time, but once you hit it, that's when it gets easy, right? There are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers in that niche. Why not? Because in most cases, if there are channels with over 100,000 subscribers in that specific niche, the niche is going to be full. Like, they're going to be a bunch of different other channels that create content in this niche. You guys can look it up yourself. If we look at, just as an example, not sure what account I'm in here right now. Let me open a Google Incognito. You guys all know these kind of history. Let me show you history pictures, something like this. Have a look. So here's one big channel, I guess. Okay, it's a small channel, but there are big channels in this niche, and that's exactly why this channel here is absolutely performing like trash, right? 260,000 views in with 60 videos. I mean, this channel here is basically doing that in the last 48 hours. Why? Because we again found a gap in the market. All right. So always make sure that you don't have a bunch of competitor channels in that niche, or big competitor channels, because if they are big channels, they are always going to be a bunch of smaller channels in that specific niche. Then there are no channels, smaller channels failing. Let me just explain this. So with no smaller channels failing, I mean no smaller channels that are actually trying to make it, right? I know there are channels that kind of just literally copy and paste what other channels are doing. Obviously, those channels are going to fail, right? But you're looking for, channels that are actually trying, and have a look if, how many of these are actually failing. Then the niche is not older than 6 months. In most cases, if the niche is older than 6 months, you will have a bunch of channels failing, and you will also have big channels, right? Then I can create better content than my competitors. This is important, right? But not that important from the quality standpoint. Obviously, you want to increase the quality as you go to make it more difficult for new people coming into the niche as well. But especially in the beginning, you can also just make longer content, right? Or just kind of add a little twist to then kind of form your own sub niche, right? But you always want to create longer content than your competitor channels. That is very, very, very important. Okay. Then I'm actually interested in this niche. It's not a must as long as you build a team that actually has interest in the niche. Now, this is very different for some people, and we've seen it in our community. So we had, for example, Timothy, who is now, absolutely crushing through his 10K month, his first 10K month. Like, I never hide anything. So we were struggling with him in the beginning. And I guess we were struggling with him. Like, obviously we got like a good channel here and there, got it monetized, made some money, but it was never like something that we kind of pulled through and made a lot of money with, right? The reason for it was very simple. We later on noticed like, hey, he's not interested in these kind of videos. And that's why he was consistently he got the channels monetized, he got them to make money, but he didn't get them to, kind of run long term, right? And I personally think it's because he was just not interested in that niche, right? Now, this is not the case for everyone. For example, for me, I literally do not care what I post about. But for some people, it's very interested. For some people, it's very, very important that they pick a niche that they are actually interested in, because otherwise the channel is not going to do well, because you kind of don't want to create the videos, right? Then, is the niche monetizable? One of the most important things. Just worry about YouTube AdSense in the beginning, right? YouTube ad revenue. Don't worry about digital products, this. Don't worry about that. Don't overcomplicate the process. You can worry about that later on. But in the beginning, just focus on, hey, can I actually make money with this channel? If yes, can I put ads on the videos? If yes, go for it. All right. Don't worry too much about your RPM. Don't worry about these things in the beginning, right? Most people worry about the wrong things, and that keeps them from actually starting their channel. All right. Then huge bonus if you post long videos, like really big bonus. If you post like videos that are over 17 minutes, RPM automatically goes up. But with like long videos, I mean like 1 hour, 2 hours, but please don't go into those history for sleep stuff. Don't do that. All right. Don't do that. Okay. Now, very important, give yourself enough time to do niche research and do not rush the process. Too many people come to me, join our program, and say like, hey, I'm just going to go into the health. I literally always send them back to doing niche research. Why? Because there is no shortcut to YouTube. Very, very simple. There is literally no shortcut. YouTube is a very real business model, but there is no shortcut you can take. All right. Then, extremely important, speed is key. All right. No matter what you do on YouTube, speed is key, because you have to keep in mind that YouTube is player versus player. And the reason why we win so big in this niche here, just as an example, and the RPM is still adjusting, right? The reason why we win so big in this channel, in this niche right here, is because we had speed and we were one of the first people to implement it, right? So you must have a team ready that can implement very quickly. So what we have is we have teams that are very general, right? So they don't just create videos about fitness or, luxury. No. They can create videos about anything. All right. And that's what you want to have. You want to have a team that is very quickly. Now, this is going to take you a bunch of work to build. All right. This is something that's going to take I would say weeks to kind of find the right people. And trust me, if you just keep on doing it, you will find the right people. All right. Now, something cool that we have if you work, for example, one-on-one with us, is that we actually provide you guys with teams that, I hired, I negotiated with, and I qualified, right? So these are all good teams at extremely good prices. You will not hear anyone giving you these prices as we kind of give you with the teams. All right. So keep in mind, if you're interested in working closer with me, check out the first link in the video description, book a completely free one-on-one call with me. We'll have a look if, it makes sense to work together. Keep in mind, we are going to increase our price. So I'm just finishing up a few things and kind of then we're increasing our price. All right. So if you want to save some money, join now. Yeah. And then let's let's scale up your channel exactly as we did this one here again. And yeah, be excited because this week and next week we'll have a bunch of new student case studies. Very excited for that one. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you want more videos like this. Very broad, very kind of simple. Just went ahead and filmed. But yeah, now enough. I'll see you guys in the next video. Get to work.